Hey guys, I'm here with Evan, and he's gonna do a deck profile of his Infernoid Lightsworn deck. He loves Lightsworns and milling in general, so this deck kind of pretty much fits his playstyle. And so now let's let Evan explain.
Okay, so I have some monsters in here. So I have 3 of the big dudes, which is a 3k beat stick. Basically, if he's special summoned, I can nuke the field, except for him. And can't have anything over level 8, so if you just get him out, it's like, oh, you can go on with your plays. So then I have the main card in this deck that I love, Judgment Dragon. Pay 1,000, nuke the field except for him, and mill 4 at the end phase. So this one, basically he's the same, banish 2 Infernoids from hand or graveyard, special summon him. Then you can, if he attacks a monster, he can attack again. And then 1 Light Ray. I might just take him out because this is more of an Infernoid, not much of a light anymore. Then I have 2 of these Infernoids, don't know how to say the same. But at end phase, I get banished 1 card on the field, face up on the field. And then 1 Groth Lightsworn Dragon. Basically, he gains 300 attack and defense for each Lightsworn monster's different names. I have a combo with that one. I have his effect, and a later card is a Realm of Light, the main field spell I use, which I got him up to 5k once, which is awesome. And this one, which banished 2 Infernoids, and I haven't read the effect yet. 2 of those, 3 of these guys. Again, just like another name. I like sometimes use them for like rank 5s if I have any. Okay, so then I'm getting down to the rank 4 engine, which is basically Lightsworns for the rank 4s. Level 4, so Raiden, Hand of Lightsworn, basically. Mill 2, any Lightsworn milled, he gains 200 until your opponent's end phase. And you mill another 2 at end phase, so basically you get 4 cards of the graveyard first turn if you have them. And the broken card. Basically, you can get him out, have Raiden out, you can go out into a synchro play for level 8, you go into like Omega, or like something else, like Stardust or something. And then you can put 1 face down, and not once per turn. Later Lightsworn Sorceress, basically you pop 1 back row. Change the fence, pop 1 back row. And then you can go and break 4s after that. Wolf, the Lightsworn Beast, is basically, if you mill him, special summon him. And yeah, so he's a prize, he's like end phase, like, oh, I get him. And then got 1, basically, Aether and Lightsworn Monk, basically you pop or like shuffle. You shuffle a card. You shuffle a defense position monster back into the deck. And then you have 1 Jan Lightsworn Paladin, another name. You got the big boss. And then another rank level 4 Infernoid, which is a basically built-in MST. So those are the 4s, 8s, and 7s, and 9s. And then here's the 3s for Luminal Lightsworn Summoner. Basically, you drop a card, so you can get. Basically, you can go into a rank 3 or Michael, bring him back, mill, repeat the process. And then I have 1 Baby Minerva, which if she's milled or dropped from hand or deck, you mill a card. 1 negate, just for like shits and giggles. For like, oh, okay, you attack me the highest monster with my lowest monster. Okay, negate. Then 1 wolf. My friend told me this was eroded, which it does not target anymore.
Yeah, because the new ruling that just came out.
Yeah. And best card, 200 defense, 0 attack. Put him defense, pop card. Send card from the field to the 1 face up monster or card from the field into the player's hand. And those are the monsters. Now into spells. Main field spell that I use, and maybe not some other Lightsworn players use, is Realm of Light. Basically has a self-in protect, which you drop 2 shrine counters in order to save it, and then for each shrine light counter, shrine counter on this, each Lightsworn gains 100 for each of that, and then charge a Light Brigade, which is limited to 2. I wish 3. Basically, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard and search out 1 Lightsworn. Grass is greener. Not a lot. Like, some people use this, I think. Yeah. So basically, you send as many cards that your opponent has for your deck. You basically equal out your deck to your opponent and just send the rest to the graveyard. A Paw of Quizness. Fetch things from the banishment zone and shuffle and draw for draw power. And then these guys. So the main fusion uses this because if your opponent has an extract monster, you can send a total of 6 Infernoids from your deck into the graveyard as material for that. Then this lowers all level 2 or higher Infernoids down to level 1. But the downside of this is it halves its attack power. So you have a 3k, it's like basically it does half damage to your opponent. And then Void Seer protects protects 1 Infernoid and then another protection. So if it's like, if you Dark Hole, so activate that, you Dark Hole, you have this on the field of defense. If you want to save this, you just activate that, saved. And then if you want to save it again by card effects, you can just banish it. Or main one I use is save this one from like card effects and destructions. And then I should run at least 2 or 3 of these. You discard a Lightsworn, draw 2 cards, mill 2. And then, yeah, there's another Lightsworn card that you mill. MST, for like, why not? I have like different MST, built-in MSTs to card effects, but nice to have one. A Monster Carnation. Basically, you drop a card, grab a card from the graveyard, so like, if you mill your Judgment Dragon, or if you mill like, her, or if you want Raiden back into your hand, or like some other card that you want, you drop any card from your hand, grab a monster. The one card that I love that I was thankful that Konami made was these. Basically, it's a trap. You can activate this on top of your card, mill it, and then you have an additional effect, which if it's milled from deck, you get a free judgment. I milled all 3 of these once, and I got all 3 judgments into my hand, which my friends are mad at that. 1 bottomless trap hole for like, not a lot of people's expecting back row staying there. 1 mirror force for pesky's like bigger monsters, and 1 breakthrough skill for those pesky effects. Has additional effect by banishing and gain another effect. So now onto the extra deck. So here's my rank 3, which it goes up to 3k, which isn't that bad, but my only rank 3. And then I have this one, basically it burns your opponent and you can stop an effect. And you can make your opponent mill 1 card top of their deck. Another one's negation during battle phase. You can save itself by detaching all XYZ material on it. And then 2 Utopias for those negations. For another negate to protect other cards. And the 1 card that I'm proxying right now for a Horde copy is Minerva. It's 2k. Yeah, that would hurt my wallet really badly. So I just use that against my friends. Okay, so then I have Michael. Basically banish, like pay 1,000 banish, and then mill 3. And then Light of the End Dragon, which this card loses 500, but the opponent loses 1,500 to like bring it down to like a manageable level. Those higher like 4k beaters, 4k walls or something like that. Stardust for those negations, and to save it, I guess. Colossal Fighter. for warrior type decks. For like I have a couple warriors in here that I can use off of that, but like other main like Flower Guardians or like Shaddoll's, which are dead. And then one Ghost Rare Star Eater, which I have some level 7s in here, level 4s. It's a level 7, can't be destroyed by battle when it attacks. So like, I attack, can't be destroyed until end phase. And that is all for this deck, which I don't have a side deck because I don't want to because it's like, I'm just gonna mill it, or I can just add it later. So that's all for mine. And back to Todd.
So what kind of cards do you think you want to put in the future in this deck?
I would like to put in, like I said, another Charge of Light Brigade. And what was the other big one for another big Infernoid is, I forgot what it's called. It's the other version of, where is it? So it's a better version of this. Basically, this one negates monster effects, while the other one is spell and trap.
Oh, it's Deviati.
Yeah, Inferno Deviati. So this is another one you want. Maybe the fusion from the Infernoids, because I can use that infinite spell. I can use Void Imagination for this to get more cards, to get better stuff, and I don't know, like maybe another grass screener. Maybe some more Infernoids, drop some Lightsworns, or like drop some Infernoids to put in Lightsworns. And that's my idea for my deck, and have fun with it.
Alright, thank you Evan, and if you guys enjoy, leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next video.